Good inhales. Nice exhales. So in this week of the equinox, the idea that I was thinking of is playing with balance in a different way than we've been playing with it. And so this is balance between the fire, the sun side of us, and that cooler moon side of us. The doing, the action, the work side can be defined as like masculine in a way. And then the receiving, the nurturing, the stretching, and just being is more of the feminine side. So we're going to be playing with that feminine and masculine, just like how the equinox has that perfect balance of sun or light and darkness. We're finding that perfect balance within by physically doing actions and then physically resting in some really good stretches. So that'll be our day, kind of alternating back and forth. And so as we head into it, let's start to take our knees into the chest. And let's just start to think for ourselves, is there areas of my life in which I'm too active and not resting enough? Or is it the opposite? Am I doing too much resting and I should be doing more based on how the energy level that I have? It's kind of that fun balance that we're trying to find. And then from here, the first thing we're going to do is starting off with more of that yin, just deep stretch pose. So this will be our cat chasing its tail. Let's begin to let the knees fall over to the left. And as they fall over, let the arms start to spread open, just nice and wide. And this is an okay place to stop. If you want more, maybe top leg starts to stretch out. That left hand sliding up as high as it can reach up that leg. This is another good place to stop. Or right hand can reach for those left toes. And then we've got the quad stretch, the twist, and the hamstring all going on. It's kind of one of the first stretches of the day. This might be pretty tight, so we're going to be pausing a little bit longer. Just keep our breath flowing. If at any point it feels like you need to readjust to get deeper, take those readjustments. Maybe the leg is a little bit bent and you're trying to straighten it. Or maybe the bottom knee can point a little bit deeper down to the base of the mat. There's different areas to play with. Yeah, but we're pausing here just a bit longer, making it kind of almost like a yin pose. It's nice and easy to get us started, get our muscles starting to stretch. Really good inhale. Nice deep exhale. As we release, take an easy, slow return of the hips back to the ground. Before we switch sides, let's once again just kind of rock on our spine. Sometimes that rocking can set up an easy massage for those muscles that we're just stretching so long. Good. When it feels easy to start aiming to second side, let the knees begin to tilt to right. Maybe the top leg straightens, sliding that right hand down the leg. Maybe left hand grabs the toes.
Now, ideally, should both of my shoulders be on, or just the right?
Just the right is mostly important. Yeah, the left one, it's hard to keep it down. So don't feel like you have to force that one. Yeah. Just kind of the angle to grab that toe, so don't worry about it. Starting to relax deeper. Maybe there's a new place to play with. Maybe top leg straightening more, or maybe the bottom knee pointing down more if your body wants more. And just continue to pause. We're here just a bit longer, keeping our body in good balance between left and right. So another good inhale. And exhale, start to ease the body back into the mat again. Maybe a little bit of rocking to help us. Good. So after that nice feminine deep stretch, we're going to take a little bit of back-to-back masculine strengthening things. And so we'll start off here with hands coming up to pick up the back of the head. We're twisting our right elbow in front left knee and right leg stretches out, hovering above the ground. Good. A nice exhale and switch. Exhale, switch. Don't feel like you have to force it too fast. It's up to you, the pace though. Letting we get those muscles to have more action. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And both feet plant close to the glutes. Let's stay up in bridge pose. So hands go down, raising the hips up. Maybe there's a hand clasp underneath us, but don't feel like you have to force it. Good. Knees kind of, they tend to splay open, so instead keep them squeezing, not to touch, but to squeeze to be in line with the knee, with the hips and the ankles. Pausing here for one more good inhale. Nice exhale. Releasing hands, return the hips down to the floor. When we're there, both legs are going to go straight up to the sky. I tend to like tucking my thumbs under the hips just because that makes it easier for my low back to stay completely connected to the ground. So from here, we take a nice inhale to lower our legs. You choose how low, but just make sure low back does not lift off the ground. And then exhale brings us right back up. Yep, so similar to before, don't feel like you have to rush it. I like to go with my breath, but if you're going faster than me, that's also fine. You're doing okay, maybe 3 more. Good work. After the 3, let's work our way up to a nice seated position. It's like normal, you can roll like a ball if that feels nice for the spine. You don't have to force it. Good work. When we go into cobbler here, especially let the head be super heavy. Like the spine is set in a good spot, but the head is getting a good stretch on the muscles right on the back of it. We're pausing a little bit longer than we normally hold it. Just like those yin poses. By going a little bit deeper, we get this different chance to stretch those muscles open. Another deep breath cycle in out. When we rise up, just bring the feet into a comfortable seated position. We'll take a little bit of time for neck and shoulder thoughts. So let's let the right ear drop down to right shoulder. And I usually like to let those left fingers hover above the ground up to that left side, and that pulls everything on that left side, especially the neck. It's a really good stretch. From here, tilt the head slightly behind the shoulder, the jaw rotates up. This gets me across the muscle that connects up to the side of the jaw. Ear back over shoulder. Head slightly in front of the shoulder, nose tilting down. And then releasing the left hand, let's drop the chin all the way down to the chest. If this is enough stretch to stay, if you need more, clasp your hands and rest the weight of the hands on the head, not pulling the head down, but it's just weighing it down. Releasing the hand, the head can start to float. And taking it to the other side, left ear over left shoulder. Maybe the right arm floats off to that right side. Tilt slightly behind the shoulder, jaw rotates up. And bring the ear back over shoulder. It tilts in front of shoulder, jaw, nose rotates down. And head starts to ease its way down. Again, if you want the hand clasp, that's fine, but you don't have to force it. Hands relax. Start to ease the head back up. From sitting up tall, we'll get into shoulders just a little bit. Taking the elbows out to each side. Let's squeeze the shoulder blades together, opening the front part of the shoulders. And then from here, take the forearms to touch. That'll stretch the back part of the shoulders. So just 5 more times. A nice inhale. And exhale. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Good. Hands from here will plant to the floor behind us, and then feet plant in front of us. Yeah, take a moment, you're good. We're gonna do some nice tricep dips. So we'll lift the hips up, and then from here, bend the elbows, and And then press the elbows straight. Good, so starting to build just a little bit of strength through the arms. Good. Let's take another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Hips down. Taking a boat pose. Good. If both working pretty good, maybe hands release. Or if you're up for the challenge, inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands touch to one side. Inhale up. Exhale, the other. Good. Taking another 5, 4, 3, 2, bless you. Oh yeah, 1. Good. Just a hair more, straight legs out in front. From here, sitting up tall. Try to let yourself kind of ground the low back. We're tilting back as far as we have control. Then try to take it right back up tall. You're good. Good. So here's 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Good work. Open the legs out wide. Then we're going to take some extra time just relaxing our way forward. Try to occasionally peek at the toes. We're trying to keep the second toe pointing up rather than forward or back. As we're taking a little bit of extra time for some of these stretches today, know that as we sink past that 30 to 45 seconds, the muscles are going to start, allowing themselves to go a little bit deeper just naturally. Because that first little bit helps us to get into the muscle layer. But then after that point, the muscles realize, oh, I'm safe. She's not going to, force me to do anything too much. So at that point, sometimes we're able to start stretching into the fascia and stretching past just that muscular level. So if at any point you feel like, okay, I didn't realize that I got there, but I'm suddenly not feeling the stretch anymore, then I invite you to just play with deep or whatever that means, whether that's playing with the back or playing with walking my hands further, whatever that means for you today. We'll be here right in the center, just a hair longer. Let's try to walk the hands to surround the right leg. Try to make sure you're not lifting up the opposite hip off the ground and you're not tilting either toes. Just nice, good positioning of the body. And we're taking the stretch over right. Pausing there for a little while. Easing our way over to the left. Lots of time, lots of space for this side as well. And as we go back forward, maybe there's a little bit of extra space beyond what we had before. So you can play with it if that feels like it's available. No forcing, nothing too much, whatever, but just listen to your body and just know, okay, this is a good edge right here. Just take a couple more breaths. So 2 more deep breath cycles. For the second one, we'll ease our way back up. Let's start to swing our legs underneath us. Let's take a moment to check in with the spine, making sure that we didn't go too deep in those muscles. We're easing into it. So maybe take easy cats and easy cows and floor. Make sure to include both head and tailbone. And not any forcing to be fast, especially after holding stretches that long. Sometimes the body needs some recovery time. So this is nice and easy, just helping things come back to a place where we can use them. Two more. Beautiful. So, heading back toward a little sequence of strengthening. This one, you can either do from kneeling and just take one knee to try to touch shoulder and then other knee to touch shoulder. If you're okay with plank today, then you'll take it from plank position. One knee trying to touch shoulder and then the other knee trying to touch shoulder. You can always go slightly higher with the hips, that'll make it easier, or flat plane is harder. So either way, it's like we're starting off climbing up a wall. Good, I'm hearing that breath, keep the breath flowing. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Either drop knees down to lower onto belly or take a full chaturanga. Good. From here, hands hover above the floor. We're going to take our inhales to try to lift up our shoulders and our feet. Exhales to lower back down. So whatever your breath pace is, take it at that rate. Perhaps another 5 if we're doing okay. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now let's start to ease our shoulders underneath us. For this Sphinx today, let's give our neck an extra chance to stretch. So the idea is rather than, forcing our posture to be in this perfect spot, today, let's kind of collapse into our skeleton. So our shoulders collapse and even our head just drops down. So that neck gets a good chance just to kind of relax into a good heavy stretch. Give that spot just a couple more breaths. If our heart rate peaked a little bit after those 2 exercises, maybe this is a good chance for it to start slowing down just a bit. So the muscles re-engage in the shoulders and in the neck. Swiveling the left hand in, let's take a right quadricep stretch. Can you grab those toes, pull them in? Good. So kind of the order of things, when I reach for my foot, usually my hip does lift. So if this isn't too intense, this first step would be hip down. If you need more, pull the toes in, even maybe swiveling it up to the side. And then from there, if you still need more, shoulders can start to square forward. That's the sequence that I get into, knowing that you can stop at any of those points. Good, let's take one more breath on this side. And release. Second side, pull it in. Maybe going through that sequence again, trying to find just a beautiful depth. No pain to the knee, no pain to the quad, just good stretching. Another inhale. Exhale. And when we release, one more little stretch for the shoulders here. Let's take our right arm out to the right. Then our right cheek flips to rest down. Our left hand pushes into the ground. We're just going enough that that shoulder is in a stretch. So sometimes that makes it snap, sometimes top leg rotates back. But don't feel like you have to force it if the shoulder today is having any sort of issue. Good. Another deep breath in and out. Ease out of this side. Left arm to left, left cheek down. And just take your dear sweet time, making your way up to the left shoulder stretch, whatever that looks like. One more breath in and out. Ease our way out. And then into a nice child pose, giving those back muscles a really good chance to kind of reintegrate into our body. Be here just a couple of easy, deep breaths. Work together, deep inhale. Exhale. Okay, so from here, we're going to begin playing with another masculine side. So this will be several things back to back that can really work up our heart rate. Just do the best you can do. If you need to kind of just ease your way through some of the things, that's okay. Yeah. But starting from down dog when you're ready. Take a moment just to kind of make sure those muscles are feeling good. Things are working today. Okay, so it starts off with three-legged dog. So let the right leg float up to the side. And then take that right knee to the nose, like a plank position, and shifting back up three-legged dog. Let's repeat that. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then right foot steps in between hands. We find our balance, trying to keep the back heel lifted if possible. And then from here, rising up, maybe arms like balance beams, helping us balance off to left and right. Good, so from this spot, back knee bends, that drops it lower to the ground, and then back knee lifts straight. Good. Repeating 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, back heel down, arms float up, warrior 1. And what we're gonna do is 5 cycles going back and forth between warrior 1, warrior 2, and warrior 3. That's very much a masculine thing to be in the warriors. And we don't always talk about it, but warrior 1 is like us grabbing the arrow out of our couch. Warrior 2 is us stringing that arrow in the bow. And then shifting to warrior 3, it's the arrow flying. Good, so go through that sequence 4 more times. Warrior 1, warrior 2, warrior 3. Now I know it's a hard balance. There's 3 more. When you're ready, you can always go faster or slower. Two more. Last one. Beautiful. Now as you start to rise up, see if left hand can grab that left foot. Preparing for a moment with dancer's pose. I'm going to kick into balance. Good. And then left leg swivels around, left ankle onto right thigh. Let's try to bend the standing leg like a little squat. Holding here, 2 more breaths. Good. Now when we rise up, this left leg steps back. And this is where we're heading into the feminine side. The idea is we're gonna start off with pyramid pose, holding pyramid for a little while. And then if we want to go into it, we'll start to ease our legs deeper and deeper and deeper towards splits. The back knee can be up, the back knee can be down. We can do whatever version feels good. But starting off with pyramid. So hips forward and start to slide down. So maybe we find the floor. We'll just stay here, maybe a good 30, 45 seconds or so. We'll take this a very, very slow progression. We're helping those muscle fibers really find good movement. So we keep our breath flowing. This is a good chance for our breath to catch, our heart rate probably got picked up a little bit. You're welcome to stay here a bit longer, or you can slowly progress towards splits. Take it nice and slow. We're going to be working on this another 2 minutes or so. So don't feel like you have to immediately get there, because then you'll have to hold yourself in that spot for a while. Maybe ease it the foot back just a little bit, or the front foot forward, and just kind of explore from that new spot. Maybe deeper. Kind of at your own pace. Back knee could always drop down if you need to rest a little bit more. Got options. Maybe about another minute or so. Always know you can come out early if needed or shorten it. But if possible, try to find an easy place to just begin. Just easy, holding a good stretch that's not too much. Got about 3 more deep, slow breaths. That third breath, you're welcome to swing this leg back. If it needs to shake for a moment, that's fine. And before we go off to the second side, let's take a little moment with dolphin pose. Elbows down, and then tuck the toes, lift the hips. If there's a little bit more flexibility to walk the feet in, try to walk them. We're gonna take a few breaths. With this nice intermediate spot to kind of reintegrate both legs into the work. Good, so if you're still doing okay, 3 more deep, slow breaths. Child pose whenever you're ready. Taking a moment to feel that heart rate calm back down before we take the masculine flow again. Another easy breath in and out. And if you're ready, let's take downward facing dog. Breath or two just to help the legs. And then when you're ready to begin, left leg floats up to sky, 3-legged dog. Send the knee to the nose like a plank. And back up. Repeating 4, 3, 2, 1. And step that foot in between hands. That heel tries to stay lifting as we rise. Arms like balance beams off to the side. Good, back knee bends and straightens. 4, 3, 2, 1. Back heel down. Sweeping up, warrior 1. Warrior 2. Warrior 3. Good. Your own pace, repeating another 4. 3, 2, and 1. Good work. Dancer's pose, trying to grab that foot. Couple of breaths of balance. Good, rising up, foot out in front, ankle to thigh. Maybe bending standing leg to squat down a little bit. Good, and then rising up. Now the right leg steps back. Pyramid, check with the hips first. And then begin to make our way down. Maybe floor is possible, you don't have to get there immediately. Let's spend some time right here in the pyramid before we begin to deepen our experience. Feel the heart rate slowing. Calming. We'll have about 2 minutes of just easy discovery. Listen to the body, maybe front foot forward or back foot back. Just easy, easy progress. Don't feel like you have to force anything immediately. Got about a minute or so, so if there's any extra depth, feel free to get into it. Keep this breath flowing. Last 3. Beautiful. Finish your last breath. You need to take the knee back, maybe shake it out for just a moment. That can be very nice. Helping that hamstring to reintegrate. When that feels pretty good, let's take just an easy seated place. Starting to wrap up for just these last few minutes. We'll take a little shoulder stretch. I personally can touch my head to the ground, so if you can start to pull your hands backwards. If not, sitting up tall and just pulling the shoulders back is an equally good stretch. So it's up to you which one you take.
So you have to keep the, like, I can think of,
If it feels okay for the spine, that's fine. Yeah. Good. Hands drop down, release the clasp. Ease the spine back up. We'll take a little shoulder stretch, right arm across the body. Hug it in. Whenever you're ready, second arm. Releasing. Leave this right leg. The left foot tries to cross over. And then we'll hook the left hand or the left elbow to take a nice little twist. Go ahead and switch your legs out. I think that'll help you. Maybe I said the opposite. I don't know. Right leg's over. We're hooking left. There we go. And so sitting up tall. And just start to spiral easy over your vertebrae, over your spine. Okay. So we switch out the legs. Left one goes over, and then right hand hooks. It's okay. It's okay. Just balance your body. We wouldn't stop. Some days me too, it's okay. All good. Beautiful. Start to release. Let's take the legs out in front. Let's take an easy release down onto our back. When we're there, take the right ankle onto the left side and hug around left. And that right hip a good chance to open up one last time. The heart rate continuing to slow. We'll start to switch. Left ankle up. Give it a good hug. And as you begin to release this one, explore any last poses your body needs. So maybe it's a happy baby pose, maybe it's a plow pose, maybe it's a last little twist to each side. It's anything that just helps our body feel complete for our practice today. And continuing to wrap up any beautiful stretches that the body would love to explore. Last stretches, last movements, they're all welcome. Good, no rush to be in Shavasana, but when the body's ready, begin to feel this awesome balance we've created within, that balance between action, between doing, that fiery, warming sensation, versus the more feminine, watery, cooling, healing, nurturing qualities of just being. So heading into Shavasana, allow your breath, rather than doing your breath, allow your breath to be. Begin to shift toward that state, that healing, nurturing, integrating time. Just allow breath to be for the next few minutes together. Here, begin to deepen the inhales and the exhales. Introduce little movements back to the body, fingers and toes. Ankles and wrists. Stretching out like we're waking up first thing in the morning. Eventually easing into a nice fetal position. Just like that feminine quality, don't feel like there's any rush to get up. Maybe we stay here a good 4 or 5 deep full breaths until you feel ready to rise. So as we rise up, the hands in front of our heart can symbolize that masculine and feminine, the active sun, the cooling moon, the light, the darkness. It's all coming together in perfect balance in front of our heart. And so from the back of our mind, we pull forward that question: how is my balance in my life? Am I doing too much activity, too much work? And I should be including more rest and relaxation and restoring? Or is it the opposite way? I'm doing too much, couch potato, too much resting, too much easy, and not enough work. And so it's not the idea of going to one extreme or the other. It's that idea of having the perfect balance based on our energy, and based on our body, and based on how we feel on any given day. And so with this idea of balance between the two, helping to lead us on, let's wrap up the time we shared together today with a sound of Om. Deep inhale now. May we be filled with light, happiness, and peace. Namaste.